Most sellers want to unlock their home's true selling potential, but the trouble is that they either don't know where to start or don't have a clear idea on what will net the best return for their home. Hi, everyone. I'm Patricia Kiteke with the Kiteke Lifestyle Real Estate Group, and I've got 3 expert tips to help you make every dollar count when you're updating your home. Now, these 3 tips can apply to any homeowner for sure, but the focus of this video is for those of you with an eye on the value of your home within a 5-year time horizon. Because the truth of the matter is that if you plan on staying in your home forever or for any period of time longer than 10 years, you can do whatever you want. You can decorate with stuffed squirrels or somewhat unsettling dog statues. If you're not thinking about return on investment in the relatively near future, go for it. I personally actually really like quirky decor that's outside of the mainstream because honestly, it keeps things interesting. But back to those of us who don't have forever. Here's tip number 1. Leverage local wisdom. Although there are some things that look universally good or that are on trend in the design world, it's extremely important to establish what works on a micro level for your neighborhood and sometimes as specifically as the street that you're on. To give you an example, my local market is South Vancouver Island. It's about a 100-kilometer radius that covers over 25 municipalities. And if you're selling a home in a neighborhood like the Uplands, where the average house price is $5 million, there's going to be a level of quality and finishes that you'll need to have in order to get the most for your home. The materials used are going to be more expensive, and even if they're modern or on trend, they're going to have an elegant, timeless quality about them. By contrast, if you're in a neighborhood like Fernwood, where the average home price is about 1.2 to 1.3 million, and the overall feel of the area is like a gentrified neighborhood feel, you can get away with quirky sort of DIY style decor that's going to play really well, not only because of price points, but also because of demographics and the style of the neighborhood. This is where a local expert can help you decide which projects and materials are worth the investment and which ones are best left undone. Honestly, there's literally a neighborhood in my local market where people buy the properties strictly because of their well-preserved mid-century modern features. Shout out Broadmead. And in consultations in that particular neighborhood, we're actually having conversations with sellers about what to leave intact and not touch at all. Because you need to remember, sometimes getting the most means even though there's things about your home that aren't your particular style, changing or updating them has to be done with the right understanding of what is best to get the highest ROI in that particular location. So avoid costly removals and leverage local wisdom. Number 2, calculate your ROI. Before you break out the sledgehammer, let's talk about return on investment. Because realistically, not all renovations are created equal. And we've all honestly basically drank the kitchens and bathrooms Kool-Aid these days, but these updates have to be considered in the great scheme of the other things your property has to offer. If your home is a complete gut job, stop, put down the sledgehammer, and slowly back away because there is no amount of lipstick on a pig that is going to work in this particular case. What you'll want to do is invest in some light staging, position your home as a livable handyman special, and then use correct pricing to get the job done. And honestly, here's something we don't actually talk about enough. In a peak market, it can be hugely beneficial to skip the upgrades and get your home sold before the market shifts. I have seen many sellers get caught up in a renovation only to spend thousands of dollars and months of lost time on upgrades that couldn't outperform a downturn in the market. Not always, but sometimes it's more beneficial to just let the market do the heavy lifting for you and walk away while you still can. Now, this doesn't mean having a messy listing. You still need great looking photos, but in many cases, the small things like a thorough cleaning, decluttering, or a little curb appeal makeover will get you way further ahead. So again, leverage the local wisdom to figure out which way you need to go. Number 3, no half-baked projects. So last but not least, don't be the master of half-finished DIY disasters. Starting a project that you can't finish is like inviting potential buyers to a cliffhanger, and the number one question they're going to be left asking is, what else is wrong with this place? Right? If these are the deficiencies that we can see, What are the jobs and the other hidden half-assed things about this property that we should be worried about? If you have chosen to start a project, you've got to go all the way. Untaped, unpainted drywall, I have seen all of this, ripped out but not replaced flooring. It's going to give your place a lower perceived value. And then buyers are going to start to negotiate the price down. And even if buyers are saving the hassle of removing things themselves, which as a house flipper, I know is actually an advantage, the average home buyer is not going to see it that way. A completed project showcases your home's full potential, but unfinished business raises the wrong questions, and it's going to cost you money. So those are my 3 tips to unlocking your home's full potential. Use these ideas in combination, and you'll be able to make the right decisions about how to prepare your home and net out the highest ROI possible. And if you have any other questions, just please make sure to let me know below. And if you've gotten some value out of this, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me to be able to create more content for you. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this information puts some money in your pocket.